Alright, so I have a leak on the inside. I'm going to have to put it, but when we started spraying on this, once we hit that diesel spot, so it's definitely that diesel piece right there, which will need to come out using the air chisel punch. So what my brother did on the inside while I was outside spraying is down where my foot is here.
You can see the water right there.
Yeah, see the water. And down inside, hold the light right there, that is the fuel intake for the diesel. And now you can see it's wet all around it.
Yeah, it runs down both sides, gets wet. And get all that.
So the only leaks in this bus, we had plenty of rainstorms, was that spot right there. And then up, I know I have to seal, I'm going to be doing the seams up above anyway. And I'm removing these three because I do not want this to pull on the fill itself. That needs to stay in there. But I need to move this to clean up behind and reseal that. Alright, there we go. That'll actually make it a little easier to vacuum out in all around there. Alright, I'm not sure what was on here before, whether there's a gasket or some kind of black sealant, but whatever it is there's nothing left at this point. So I need to clean this and then the back of the piece that was on there before I can use some silicone sealant to repair this leaking area. While I have this piece out, it's not in bad shape. It's got a few bad spots on it, just paint loose. I've used a motorized wire brush, got most of this off, roughed it up a little bit, and whatever Rust-Oleum color paint I find, I'm going to put a few layers on that before I put that back in. I am making progress on sealing this up. I have put silicone sealant. I replaced the rivets with bolts. I have a washer on this side because of the size of the holes, and on the other side a lock washer. Now it may not look pretty, but I'm more concerned about this doing its job and not leaking. So I still have to reconnect the inside fill tube before I finish that up. Alright, what I'm going to finish up on is I've sealed around here to keep the water from getting into this area. However, it turns out I still have a problem with the water settling down in here, going around the fill pipe and getting inside the bus. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to disconnect the 3 bolts holding that in, and I'm going to squeeze some silicone sealant in behind there, pull it forward to seal it, and then put a layer underneath as well. And at some point what I have to look for next is some type of covering to go over this to help protect it further from the rain or water coming in. All right, what I did is I disconnected the filler pipe with these 3 screws, or whatever you want to call them, with a nut driver. This piece I was able to maneuver around a little bit away to create a gap. So I squeezed some silicone sealant down in behind that gap. So when this pulled forward, it created a seal in there and pressed the silicone against the back side. After that was done, I was fortunate to have the holes lined up pretty close, so I just put these with a nut driver back in, and I took silicone sealant and I went around the outside along the base. And the reason I did that is that even though we sealed this part, there wasn't a good enough seal in behind here, so when it rains, if it rains pushing against this side or drips down in, there's just enough that gets in behind there inside the bus. So the next test will be to wait for this to cure, take a garden hose again, test it out, and I will find some protective cover to go over this as well.